the sweatshirt anymore.
Think about you, you.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia. If you're new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. And if you're a current subscriber already, thank you so much for subscribing. You already know what's good. So this week's video, I'm super excited to share. This is going to be part 2 of my breast augmentation series. So before I get into it, I want to quickly share with you guys kind of how they look. This definitely is more of an expressive top than the first video that I did. I wanted to really kind of give you guys what they look like after, you know, kind of a month already of healing. I will be doing a recovery video after this video, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with me and my progress. But I want to quickly show you guys kind of what they look like. I'll be honest, I'm not really one to wear tops like these because they're a little expressive, but I figured let me really show you guys what they look like after a month of healing so far. So I'm going to just quickly show you guys what they look like. So this is a month after healing. Okay, this is no bra. I wanted to not wear a bra so you guys could really see what they look like. And I'll be honest, part of the reason why I went through with this was ideally to wear certain things without having to wear a bra. Just because I feel like, I don't know, it's just a lot easier if you don't have to wear one, and if everything's in check without wearing like extra things, I'm here for it. So now that I shared with you guys kind of what they're looking like so far, I want to go over some pre-op things. I am going to be sharing with you guys a clip of what the doctor's office looks like, all of that stuff, my experience, surgery day, and just kind of, you know, my progress and my process. So first thing I want to cover is kind of the pre-op things the night before the surgery. I'll be honest, the night before I could not sleep, not because I was nervous or scared, just because I was so excited. I was just ready to go through with it. It had been so many years of me wanting to do it, and I was just so excited. The morning kind of went by really smoothly. I woke up, I showered. You have to make sure you shower with antibacterial soap, and I'll leave on the screen the one that I specifically used. Now, after you shower, you cannot put any lotion, any perfume, nothing like that. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to have any issues if you're wearing anything when you get there. I personally didn't like that just because I get dry really easily. But, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. So there's no lotion, nothing like that. Then you have to also take out all of your piercings. I almost forgot to take out my piercings. So make sure you take out all your piercings. And then the last thing I always recommend to tell people now is that make sure you're wearing long clothing, you know, warm clothing, just because when I went into my surgery, I went in with spandex shorts, and then I went in with a top, like a small top, and then a sweater on top, so that when I came out of surgery, I had my big sweater that only had a zip up in the front, and then I had my shorts on so I was comfy and I could move. But I definitely recommend for you to wear like long pants, long sleeve shirt, and a sweater that you can zip up in the front, just because when I came out of surgery I was so cold, and my girls were very sensitive, so I was super cold. They were like just put in, and I was just really like uncomfortable, I guess you could say. So I recommend to make sure you wear long pants, long sleeve, and a sweater that you can zip up in the front. But I'm gonna be honest, I was super excited for the surgery. I was not nervous at all. I was just ready to go. I think it had a lot to do with being confident in my choice of doctor, being confident in the whole process, and just being, you know, excited. And I think it's important that you feel that way before you go through with any doctor for any procedure, because it really just makes your healing process a lot easier as well. The surgery was only 45 minutes, and then it takes you 45 minutes, I believe, for you to kind of like wake up from the anesthesia, and then you go home from that. So I want to quickly show you guys the day of my surgery, what the office looks like, and all that stuff. So let's get into it.
Just breathe.
for my feet, this is for my hair, and then this is what I wear. And then I put everything inside of here that they will give me after the surgery. So now I can change.
Put this left shirt on there. Come in.
Good morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ready?
Yes,
All
I'm
right,
ready.
good. Let me get you to stand up here on the step. And please stand up right here and go and take all that off. All right, good. I'll let you put everything back on. Sit, relax, and we're going to go in a minute.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is it?
You said it.
Yes, Sister Christ the Lord.
Amen.
So that's pretty much it when it came down to kind of how the surgery day went. I'll be honest, the day of the surgery that night, I had a little discomfort, and I did end up eating the CBD gummies. Now, I got the gummies from a third party that's within the office. That third party company is basically like a service where you can have a nurse with you after the surgery. So for example, if you were to go and you don't have anybody kind of to like take care of you after you come out of surgery, it's a company that is at the office that will allow you to have a nurse come with you after the surgery, make sure it can help you, they can help you with anything you need, and you just pay, I believe it was between like $200 to almost $300, between that range, don't quote me on it. And then that company was the company that offered the CBD gummies. I'll be honest, I like the CBD gummies. We forgot to get them before we left. I don't know if it was the melatonin in it or if it was, you know, all that stuff in it, but it knocked me out and I slept pretty good. But then when it wears off, you're awake. So that's the only thing, just keep that in mind. Now the other option, if you didn't want to take the gummies, was obviously the prescriptions you are prescribed. I personally just don't like to take like narcotics because they really knock you out and I just don't like that groggy feeling. So if you're like that, the CBD gummies would be a nice choice if you're into something like that. But I wanted to just kind of put that out there when it came down to it. The next thing I wanted to bring to your attention was that I absolutely loved that the doctor called you the night of the surgery to see if you had any questions or if there was anything you needed. For me, that's that personal connection that just really makes your experience a lot different than I feel like other places. So when he called me, I missed the call, but I called him right back and I was kind of just able to talk to him. Yeah, everything was cool. And there was one thing that I was a little bit worried about. So when I came out of surgery and I had my bra on, this boob, and it's funny, this boob was actually a little bit more in the bra than this one. And I'm seeing like now, because this one was kind of pushed down a little bit faster than this one's a little bit softer than this one, but they're even, like they don't look uneven at all. So I pretty much just asked him, hey, can I open the bra and fix my boob to make sure that they're together? He was like, yeah, no problem, just open it up and then you can just clip it back on. So really simple, really cool. I really appreciated the fact that he did call after the day of surgery. So you can talk to him, ask him any questions. If there was anything going on, you can share that with him. The last thing I want to share with you guys was kind of a little bit about the medication. So when it came down to the medication, I was prescribed a few things. So the first thing was the antibiotics. You want to make sure you take your antibiotics to make sure there's nothing that develops. Then you have a pill for nausea. So sometimes, for me at least, I know when I have pain, sometimes the pain can make you nauseous. So I believe I took the nausea pill a few times, maybe like 2 or 3 times. And then you had your painkillers for any pain that you had. I'll be honest, I didn't really take much of my painkillers just because it wasn't that painful for me to take it. I just hate the feeling of feeling so groggy. So the pain wasn't so unbearable where I needed it. There was some nights maybe where like I cut it in half and took one and I passed out, which is essentially what you needed. And that was pretty much it when it came down to the medication side of things. But again, everybody's different. You may feel a little bit more pain or you may not be more open to pain the same, but it's nothing that you can't deal with, I guess you could say. Last thing I do want to bring up, I did end up sleeping on kind of a chair, like a extendable chair. Now, I really did like to sleep in the chair just because you didn't have to move in it. It was like set to your body type. So if you have a chair, like a surgery chair, I would recommend to get one. Or if you don't have one, you can sleep in your bed and kind of prop the pillows up. But the chair was definitely very, very helpful for my healing process. So if you know anybody with one, maybe you can use it or something. But that was just kind of how I slept for the couple days when it came down to it. Also, funny story, the day I came out of surgery, I was moving around a little bit and you could kind of hear the implant like move. Like it sounds like a little bit of like rubber, and it was a little freaky, honestly. But I mean, it's expected because you do have these new things inside of you, so it's got to settle, get its place. But after that day, I haven't heard anything from it, so I mean, I'll keep you guys updated if I do. But just keep that in mind. If you hear any type of like rubber moving or like bubbles, it's settling, so don't get nervous. Alright guys, that is pretty much it when it comes to this week's video. I am going to drop one more video based on kind of my recovery process, how long that takes, what I've been experiencing, some good, some bad. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed so you can stay tuned and follow up with me when it comes down to my recovery. But I hope this video was enjoyable for you guys. It was helpful for you, kind of gave you guys the experience of going to the doctor's office and going through the process with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.